Hello. Hello, good evening, madam.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so can you tell your name, please?
Yeah.
Can you please repeat? I think from your side the voice is not properly audible.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, only this is audible, and after that there is voice breaking.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have a headphone, madam? If you have a headphone,
Yes.
please wear it. I think it will be better.
I can't see myself.
You can hear me properly? Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
Okay. But your voice is not coming properly.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Now it's audible and it's proper, I think. And I think you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. After some time, you will be comfortable. I can understand you are having some problem with the headphone. Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. And I think you also can see me, right?
Yeah, but I can't see myself here.
तुझे क्या चीज दबा देती है?
मैं फुल स्क्रीन कर रही थी.
फुल स्क्रीन उसे बोलो
One second. Can you
I'll
Now you
join
can
you
hear me,
again.
right?
Can I join the meeting again?
That I don't know better. You can do one thing if you just want to, switch off the video mode. If you don't want to show you that, also you can do from your side only. Okay.
Just keep it like that. Yes.
Just keep it like this.
Keep it like that only. You will be able to see the teacher, and the teacher is giving you that.
Keep the screen on, na?
Now you're fine.
You can just mute yourself. That is also all right. Whenever you want to speak, at that time you can unmute yourself.
No. Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, good, great. Okay, then good evening to you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Anindita, ma'am. Okay, I live in Delhi. Where do you live?
Okay. India. Ahmedabad.
India, I know India. Both of us live. Okay, but in Ahmedabad, I can understand. Okay, first of all, I want to ask you one thing. Why you like creative writing? Is there anything that inspired you?
No, it's just creative writing because like it gives me more. It gives me pleasure to write. Like if you give me a topic, I'd like to imagine about it and write about it.
That is very nice. That is a great idea, because a person who is having, imagination, that person only can write. But only with imagination, you can't be a good writer. Okay, side by side, you have to have, the points, what you really want to write and what you really want to show to the, people. Okay, maybe you want to be a writer, okay, in the long run. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I audible? Your voice is not coming. Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Did you mute yourself? But it's not there like that. I can't get your voice. Hello, is your system working properly?
Hello.
Hello, yes, now it's audible. Okay. Okay, let's continue, right? Okay. Now see, when you are having a passion, only by passion you can't write something innovative. Okay. For that reason, you need to know how to jot down the points. What are the key things in your writing that will make the other person very interested in your particular writing? Or maybe two three people in the same class, they want to write an essay, but some a person is getting 18 out of 20, a person is getting 10 out of 20, and somebody is getting hardly 3 or 4 out of 20. So there should be some differences while getting marks also. Okay. Because you are a school student, my perspective will be like this, so that you can understand the things, how to get good marks in your writing skill, in your exams, as well as to become a writer. Both of the things should be side by side. The first and foremost thing is that when you get a question paper or a questionnaire, or you don't have any question but you want to write something, so the first important thing is that you have to think about the question first, or the topic first, about which you want to write. So the first thing is that you have to have the topic, which topic you want to write on. The next thing, what are the things you want to write there? So these two things are the key features, and you can say the fire starters. That means, just like a fire, when you just start and lighten a fire, what happens? Slowly and slowly, the spark comes out. So when you just start to write, your fire starters will help you to imagine and write something more. Imagination comes afterwards. Maybe at first you have imagined something, but after that, the imagination should be step by step. Not that all of a sudden you could start up with anything. Okay, there should be some relevant. And in writing, important thing is that relevant. That you are writing something irrelevant, people will not, like it. Or maybe you have started writing about your father, and unnecessarily you have started with something else within the matter. Then the people who are reading that thing will lose their interest. Okay. For that reason, what you have to do, whatever you are writing, you have to write continuously on that particular topic. Maybe you are writing a short story, so there should be a protagonist, right? Protagonist means the main character. Now when you was writing about, like, if I am writing about you, so you should be in the focal point of view. Maybe you have brother, you have sisters, and so many people in the family, we can write about it. But the thing is that first and last priority goes around you. What is happening to you? If you see a movie, you always find out the hero, yes or no. So maybe it's an English movie, maybe it's a Hindi movie, whatever it is you are watching, and you are always crazy about the particular the character. Sometimes it so happens the villain character also you like. Okay. Now I think after some time there will be the release of Krish. So the Krish, the new movie which will be releasing there, Hrithik Roshan, we could see in two characters, in the character as a villain as well as a hero. So maybe by looking at both the characters, it will be us to decide which one is the best one. Okay. So sometimes the villain characters are also having a portrayal in our life. Just like in our family we have some negative characters and some positive characters. In drama, essays, everywhere, if you go through like Shakespeare and all, so there also you get different types of characters. And if we talk about William Shakespeare, especially we talk about the feminine character and the feministic characters. Okay. So there we can get different ideas of different girl, different women, and their characteristics in their lives. All those things goes through. Okay. And before writing, the first thing comes up, that is reading. If you read more books, only then you could have different ideas, and you jot down those ideas in your mind as it, and then you could write something innovative. And you can only write something innovative when you can think it in a creative manner. Human beings are called one thing, man is the best creation of God. Why we know? Because we can think, we have the ability to think, which everybody can't think, which the animals can't think. They also breathe, but they can't think, so they can't write something innovative. And we can, like the pet animals, whatever we want them to do, and the pet animals maybe, go around and round us, right? But wild animals, we can't do anything like that. Now moving on to the the topics, like we will have the session of 30 minutes. Just we have started the session at about 6:04 or 6:05 likewise, so we'll end up the session at 6:35 to 6:40. Okay. Now let's have a look on the topics we'll be discussing when we will be joining for the course. So like the definition, what is creative writing all about? The features of creative writing. What is the importance of creative writing? When we write something creative, how it can give us importance. Don't look here and there. Look straight. Okay. When you are doing a class, your attention should be fully here. Okay. Only then you can understand better. Okay. Then the next thing is that the characterization. Okay. How to give and what to give in the characters so that the character will become something important. Like if you are writing a stories, basically if you are writing a story writing in your higher classes, that time also you have to give some one or two characters are the important characters. Those are called the major characters, and some are there, they are called the minor characters. Okay, so that we have to decide which one will be the major character and which one will be the minor character. Minor, I think you understand. Minor means for a relevant time, for a small period of time. You can see, just like in movie you see the guest appearance, just like that. Okay, now moving on to the yes, did you say something? I cannot hear you.
Basically, small roles for minor.
Small roles. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Now moving on to the next part, that is forms and genres of literature. Now this particular literature. When you want to write, first of all, you have to have a knowledge of literature. There are many genres. There are many periods. Genres basically you could say periods. When a particular time when William Shakespeare was there, a particular time when William Wordsworth was there. So those particular periods are called the genres. So if you go for English honors later on, you will be reading about these genres and histories all about it. Okay. Now what happens? The genres gives an idea about the society. Now see, now you are leaving, I'm leaving. This is one of the genres. Maybe after 300 years later, somebody is reading a book and will be thinking and talking likewise and having an idea of COVID-19 and so many other things. Okay, that means what? That time we will also be recorded as a period. This time these are the writers who were there. Okay, so now also there are some writers like Chetan Bhagat and all. Okay, so these people their writing will also be read later on also, even now also. Yes or no? So these this particular period will be called as the genres. Now moving on to the next part, that is programs of study. That what we'll be really studying after doing a creative writing course. What will be the prospect for you? What type of job you can get? But now you are very small. You don't have to think about job, but you have to think how to write creatively and how to get good marks, so that later on you can have a good future ahead. Okay, then you have the choice what you want to really do. Now the elements of creative writing, and obviously handwriting plays an important part. Sometimes I'll be giving you some text, okay, from your book maybe, or maybe a text, like in Zoom I can share a text, or I can WhatsApp you something that you have to write in your own handwriting, so that your handwriting is also very pleasant. Because when it is going in front of a teacher and the teacher is correcting your copy, that time she could have an idea, okay, a person is having a so presentable handwriting, there should be something inside. Just like if you come to my house and I give you some food items in front of you, right? And if it is presentable, so you like it, right? But if it is not at all presentable, maybe it's very good, but it's not at all good in the way that person has given, then you don't like it, right? For that reason, presentable is also a very important part. Now moving on to the next part. 1 minute. After handwriting, we'll move on to the next one, the traits of good writing. Traits means what? That means, first of all, I told you that you will have an idea. Second of all, you should, have the ideas in your mind, or you can jot it down. At first, you can't, have the ideas in your mind always. So you can jot it down, the ideas, and you can think more on those ideas, relevant. Then only you can write something good. And you should know introduction, body, and conclusion in every writing. I think you also have done some project work still now, since you are in class 7. Okay. So, there you always write introduction, body, and conclusion. So, every writing also have, climax, ending, and starting. Okay, maybe you have started a story and that should be having a middle. That means that part you all will be, thinking what will happen next. And then we come to the end. Yes. So the climax is a very important part. Okay. So we have to plot it in such a way that the climax is very good to read it. Okay. So plot is also a very important part in writing. Now moving on to the next part. That is controlled writing. We need to control ourselves. Maybe we have different feelings inside us, but if we want to write with something, in a sad version, then it should be continued in the sad version only. Okay, and if you are writing something, in the element that all are happy and you have to end it in a happy note like a comedy, so you have to write like that. Have you heard the term comedy before? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So there are always, comedy, tragedy. Sometimes there is also a thing called tragicomedy, Tragi, and there is hyphen and written comedy. So tragicomedy means there will be some tragic things, but at the end, it comes up with a happy ending. Now, the next thing that is comes up, that is stages of writing. That means plot, construction, characterization, all the things as a whole. Now, conventions in writing. Conventions, we can say, just like conventional symbols. When you go to higher class, if you have geography, then you will be having conventional symbols. Means if I show a symbol, maybe a symbol zigzag like this, so that we can,
I had in class.
what a conventional symbols are.
Yes.
Okay,
I
then
had in class.
yes, yes, because in geography people learns about conventional symbols. So here also conventions in writing means, maybe you can call it as a punctuations also. I have given it in this name. Okay, so that means where to give which punctuation, so to make it interesting. Maybe I have a high tone and maybe sometimes I have a low tone. The tone is also very different in speaking as well as when you are writing. By your writing, people can understand in which tone this person is. Okay, now moving on to the next part, that is how to write an answer. So if we, since you are in school, you should also, know how to write an answer. First and second of all, that sometimes it so happens the answers is given by the teacher, or maybe your parents have helped you, maybe your, person who is teaching at your home, that person has helped you the answers. But the thing is that the first and foremost thing is that you have to write on your own. Only then you can write better answers. And for that, you need vocabulary. And vocabulary enrichment you can only do by synonyms, antonyms. These are the things basically which can help you out with good writing. Okay. Now moving on to the next one. That is developing style. So in your writing, there should be some style which should be approached in front of other people and they really like. Now, the next one is independent style. Everybody has different styles, and everybody's writings topics are also different sometimes. Maybe you like, what type of topic do you like to write?
Comedy. Or
Comedy.
comedy
Oh,
on. Yeah.
okay. And what type of thing you like to see, like watch in a movie or something, or if you are reading books?
The twist. I really like to read the twist. What the twist is in the story.
Okay, but twists are there in most of the stories. If you read in, but basically in ghost stories, don't find as if any twist. Only we can see that okay, this person were obliged and went to that particular place and something has happened or something like that. I like ghost stories, and as for mine, we have also read in some of the journals and all, that if you see some ghost movies, or if you read ghost stories, your brain becomes very uplifted, because at that time you are concentrated in the sounds particularly, and if you do something that the sound is not working, then I'm sure that you will not be afraid of, yes, if other people are with you, right? So the sound effects are also very very important. Now moving on to the next part, that is narrative and creativity.
Creative.
So we know the narrative style, the narrator, they narrate stories and all. Okay, so that is the narrative style when you read stories. Now, creativity in language. That means the language you are writing, there should be some creativity so that it should be focused. Okay. Now, moving on to the next part, develop the skill of complex argument. So when you are writing, there should be some argument that should be, very, very focused. Now, argument means when you are going through a debate, you are writing a debate, so there are different arguments. So you have to emphasize on your arguments. Maybe a topic has been given. I am for the motion, you are against the motion. So you have to establish against the motion, and I have to establish for the motion. So these things should be keeping in mind. We should do those. Okay. Now moving on to the next part, develop the skill of complex argument, which I told you just now. Okay, professional presentation. So here, if we get time, during the course we can do some professional presentation. That means how to make CV, how to make resume, basically how to present yourself in the interview board. Maybe you want to change the school from class 7 to 8, you want to change the school, your parents have taken you in a particular school, you have to present yourself, you have to write something over there, and some formal writings can be there. So those things how you should present there. Okay, now moving on to the next part. Why are some people remembered and some forgotten? There are some writers who are liked by all and sundry, means everybody liked them. And there are some writers, maybe they've written some of the text, but it was not liked. So you have to understand the focus of the readers, what the reader wants from you. That is very, very important. Maybe I am a lover of, ghost stories, and you have given me in front of me some fighting stories or something like that, and when I start reading I thought, oh god, why she has written this one, I don't have passion for this. So you have to understand what the other people likes and dislikes in the genre you are reading. Like if you write a book on COVID-19 now, I think all will read your book, right? So that is basically the thing you have to understand from the society and in which society you are belonging. Now moving on to the next. Introduces the requirements of professional presentation. I told you. Why are some people, I told you. What are the traditions and how do they influence? So the particularly, in society, there are different traditions also and how they influence us. Okay, maybe in your house there is some custom which is followed. In my house, some other customs can be followed. Okay, so we are accustomed only with our customs. So maybe we are writing about somebody else whose customs are different. There we should write in such a way that there is no problem and that person can understand. Okay, and we will not differentiate. You are a writer from some other other customs and traditions. So these things you have to keep in mind while writing. Now we'll be having some interactive session also, because there are some skills that is called SLRW. That means listening skills, writing skills, speaking skills. So these are very, very important, and reading skills. So these skills, if you are having these skills, only then you can write something good. Now for this, I can give you one example. If one small child, when a small child is born in your family, that small child does not know how to talk. But when he or she starts listening from your parents, from your grandmother, from your grandfather, and the people who comes out, okay? And slowly, by listening, a person can start speaking. And only when a person can speak, that person can read and write. So all are enough process. So if one of the things are not good, the other things to be done, it will be a little bit difficult. Okay. Now, so this year you will be going from 7 to 8, or you are in 7 only, 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
6 to 7. Okay. So you are coming to the middle school, right? Okay. Now moving on to the next part. How are different cultures brought together or kept apart? Their culture, tradition, all will be more or less in the same group. Okay. There should be some differences, but not likewise. Now, placing ancient culture. While you are writing, you should know the history of that particular culture if you are writing. Okay, because only the history can help us to know things better. What has happened? Maybe this type of incident has happened before, and now it is again coming. Okay, like we get experience from our parents. Parents also say we have also read so many books when we were, small kids like you, and same goes to you. Okay, so these things are very, very important. Now the next thing, art and power. Why do certain works of art demand our attention? That art and power means some of the places if you go, the the things which are still now, the art, the beautiful things which are present, we can write about that. Maybe you went to Taj Mahal and you are you have seen the magnificent beauty of the Taj, and you are thinking and imagining about Taj and want to write something innovative. So these are the impacts of the art and culture. So if you go to several places, only then you can know something more which you can write. Okay. So traveling also gives us education. So traveling also makes a man perfect in some of the cases. You can, and if you mingle with several people, if you talk to different types of people, you will be smart enough to handle any of the situations because you know various types of people. Okay, so that is an important thing. Next, creative writing anxiety. It is a type of anxiety. Maybe many people thinks of writing, but they are feared. Oh my God, afraid of writing. What will be happening if I start writing? Oh my God, maybe I've written 3-4 pages, but after that I don't know where to stop exactly. So you should know. At the the starting of the session, I told you the ending and starting should be known by you. Only then you can continue. Okay. You are in
See,
which school?
basically, I
Hello,
am in Ananiketan.
Anandaniketan. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Now I can hear you. Okay. Till
Basically,
now, I can't hear
before
you
writing
properly.
the
Can you speak over the headphone while you are speaking?
yes, it's better now.
Yes, yes. What you want to say? Tell me once.
I'm saying that before I write any story or anything, I just plot everything in my mind first, like how I started, what is the twist, what is the climax, how I end it, and then I start the write.
Okay, that is a great thing. That is a great thing to write, and I think everybody should inspire you to write. Then only you can write something good. I think your parents also inspire you a lot. When I have spoken with your
Yeah,
father, he has also told me my daughter is having a passion to write. Okay, so that is a great thing. Okay, so you should, your parents should be motivating you, and you should also motivate yourself. Okay, maybe all the writings cannot be good, but the thing is that if you motivate yourself and inspire yourself, only then you can write something. And not only that, nowadays there are audible books also. There are so many apps also, so there also sometimes you don't want to read basically line by line, so you can just listen to it. Okay, sometimes it is also very nice to listen. Yes or no? So these things can help you, and there are some apps where you can get free books, novels, novellas, and all those things. So you can read those things and getting more ideas. And you all okay. One thing I want to tell you that there are some acts: Act One, Act Two, Act Three, Act Four. So there also it is having different things. Okay, maybe the same characters revolving around different problems and climax and how to go about it. Okay. So what are the writers you have read till now?
I've actually read Wimpy Kid. I really like to read. I really like how it makes the stories.
Okay. And among the poets, do you like anybody? Wordsworth, Shelley. Don't like Wordsworth
No,
and Shelley?
no,
You
I
should
haven't read that
read
yet.
them. I think you will like it because Wordsworth and Shelley, they are the romantic poets, and they have written. They were belonging the romantic genres. P.B. Shelley were not lived for long, but the thing when he was in the field, he's written so many things. Even today, people likes. Okay, so these things you should keep in mind and read those books too whenever getting time. Okay, and you should know the background why a person has written a particular writing. The background is a must. Now we'll be having the plot course content, which I have already told. There we can also do some dialogue writing. Also, there also that means it's a type of conversational writing. Okay, I will be giving you some writing. You will be writing it out, and then we can discuss on it. Okay, and I can give you some more points. Okay,
Yeah,
the point of view of a particular writing, you should know about it. Setting, prompts, LSRW, I've already discussed. Paragraph writing also gives you idea. Picture composition. Have you ever done picture composition?
I've heard about it a lot, but I haven't done.
But picture composition is very nice, I can tell you, and it can give you an idea to write something innovative. Okay, well, when I was in school, at that time I was not at all aware. I was aware of picture composition because in my board, picture composition was there. I was a student of ICEC. But the thing is that what happened, whenever I started writing, I was feared. I thought, oh, I can't write it. And later on, what happened, like when I completed my school days and all, and then I went to a course, and there, it's in Jaipur University. If you could have gone to Kolkata, you would have heard it. Okay, have you gone to West Bengal?
No.
No, okay. So it's a very well-known university over there. So there, while I was doing the course, my teacher has inspired me a lot, and then I could write. And after that, I could get good marks also in creative writing. Okay, so and basically there, what happens in picture composition is a part of writing only, writing skills only. So you should have an idea of various kinds of writing. Only then you can write something good. Some are formal writing, some are informal writing process. And picture composition basically Maybe the teacher will be giving you some pictures. You have to correlate the facts and write something. Okay, till now, whatever I have discussed, you have understood, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Did you like the session?
Yes, I really did.
Anything you want that I will, repeat? We have hardly 2-3 minutes time in Zoom, and then I will end the session.
No, I think I understood everything really nicely the way you were teaching me.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, two more things I want to say. That is like there is essay and composition. Essay is a part where you are having so many paragraphs, and each paragraph will be having different ideas on it. Yes or no? But in paragraph, in one particular paragraph, you have to have different types of ideas, culminated inside. So these are the things you need to know, and some of the other things we'll be teaching, like report writing, advertisement, letter writing, and all those things. Because I'll basically teach creative writing side by side. In the creative writing, while you how to write a prose, how to write a poetry, all those things are also a part of it. Okay, and so basically we'll be doing all those things round off. Okay, so bye, take care. Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Okay.